Hello, good evening, namaste, sat sri akal. Welcome to the SS Chandok Talk Show. I am your host and moderator, SS Chandok. We often say from since long that the school is our second home, the home where we get culture, where we get values, and where we get education in addition as compared to our first home. So, it is a request to all the parents that they should respect the school as they respect their home. They should respect the sentiments of of the administration, of the principal, and of the teachers, and they should understand their problems. Because when you have two kids at your home, you are not able to control them, and they have to control hundreds and thousands of students together. So instead of complaining, you should come up with suggestions and you should cooperate with the school management, the principals, and the staff also. Without wasting any time, I'll start up the show because our today's topic is school, the second home. First of all, because these eminent guests don't need any introduction, but still as a mark of respect, I would like to introduce them. First of all, we have Savita ma'am. She's the principal of Bharati Public School. Savastha Vyar is a great visionary, a patent listener, a lady of principles and substance. She has been facilitated with the National Teachers Award by the Honorable President of India for her exemplary and tireless effort. She is a dedicated educationist with children being the prime focus of all her effort in work. During her student days, she was an avid orator and prolific writer. She won many prizes in debates and dramatics, including at national level. With an enormous experience of 27 years in the field of education, she had been guiding the children towards a positive, progressive, and righteous life. She has penned down numerous articles and short poems on the issues related to children who are very close to her heart. She sincerely believes that real education lies way beyond the books. For her, education is the name of our attitude, actions, language, and behavior with others. With this vision, she has embarked on a mission to instill the value of life skills in the future generation. She has authored a series of books. Drew drops a book of life skills for class 1 to 8 to inspire and guide the students. And again, here also, I will just have an excuse, a sorry to all the eminent guests because you have so long experience and so many associations you are associated with on the national and international level, and all of you have received so many awards on national and international levels. And I regard not you as a leader, you are the leaders who lead the leaders, because here we are always gathered with the principals who are doing a remarkable job in their particular field, and that is what you call education. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. And we are very grateful, Savita ma'am, that you are over here. Please let us know about a little in precise about your life journey as an educationist. It was by choice or it was by chance? Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for giving me this platform. But before starting anything, I would say that knowing who am I is not that much important. But what you have already spoken too much about me, I think I have always been a learner, and this was my passion that I would do something and which is going to make future. So we were discussing that how future can be built in just becoming a doctor. It's fine that you are taking care of patients and your profession is like that. And getting into the law, if I just say, I say they will always feel that there should be a crime and I should go on doing my sessions should go on. And doctor feels that there should be some kind of illness so that I can earn more. So I thought that who made them? Doctors and engineers, or maybe these people, those who are in law and earning money. So then I felt that teaching is the profession from the beginning, from my childhood. My mom was a teacher, so she was the great inspirer for this. And I felt that if you really want to do something for the society, this is the purest and the hardest job to do, because I love challenges. So I choose this challenging profession and felt that I did the best for myself, for my life. because even now also, when there was corona, I feel that teachers were just kept aside. There were many other COVID warriors which have been flown in the air, that they did well, doctors did what they did their job, and they were doing it. It was to save life. They did it. And everybody was doing their job. But there was only one person, that is a teacher, be she is a junior teacher or she is a senior teacher, but she has to do the topsy-turvy thing, and a whole transformation has happened in the field of education. So 24/7, this transformation has happened in 2020. Now it has been 18 months, rather more than that. I would say that it is only to say that schools are closed, but they are 24/7 open. I feel that parents and the students and teachers have got a great bond, and they have become wonderful. It's not my life journey. I'm just telling you the education's journey, because my journey is of an educator. So I have to let you know, the parents, those who are listening, must know that now they have come to know that how hard it is to stand on the other side of the table as a teacher. So this is the fact which we have proven, and it can be proved only when the leader is admirable. When the leader is so managing, so manageable and experienced, where he or she can feel that what kind of problems are coming aside, and they can do all the things very rightly, because they themselves are learners from the beginning, and they have learned a lot of lessons in 2020. All the principals, I must say, have become the techno savvy ones, those who have never thought of coming into the field of this, because they felt that our brain should work like machine, so we don't want to sit on the machine, and we can work because we have the experience. But now this is the way to learn, and our learning is going on. I must say that I am a passionate learner, and this is the only instinct, this is the only taste of my life which has made me like this. And when I got the award, then also somebody put a question to me that why, whom do you give the credit, or what do you feel that you have? I think I have, that time also I have spoken that I'll give credit to my parents, those who have given me their precious gift to take care of, and making them a beautiful life ahead after the exile of 14 years, from
That's
nursery
great,
to
ma'am.
12th. So this was my answer, because I always feel young to stay with them, and I am enjoying my profession, one of the best profession on the earth.
Ma'am, we do not cross 18 because we are always with the students of,
Yes,
age group of say
the
two and a
job
half
of
to
a
18.
teacher and a
After
principal.
18, our age doesn't rise. So we are always either 18 or below 18. This was the word of my first principal 25 years back. And that always I've kept in my mind, because whatever I learned with the different principles I have heard when I was a teacher. So this I remember, and I forward this to all my, my coordinators and teachers also. And we feel very proud also whenever teachers or coordinators, when they become principals. So we feel very proud that we are also have that caliber, that our teachers are becoming principals, and we are so good that we can train them as and leaders also. Thank you so much, Savita ma'am, coming to you, and your insightness, what you have told about. Please welcome.
Very good.
Next, we have Indu Sharma ma'am. She is currently the principal of Sundardeep World School, Ghaziabad. She's into the education sector for the last 21 years. She started her career with Delhi Public School, Noida, as computer faculty. Her longest experience as a teacher was at Delhi Public School, Greater Noida. She had been in the principal's capacity from the last 6 years. She was the founder principal of SKS World School, Greater Noida. She was PGT Computer Science and had done computer engineering, followed by masters in IT. Currently, she is pursuing MA in psychology also. That's great, ma'am. And there is no age of study. Even I also did my MCom and law, and afterwards I did my BEd, I did my MA education, I did my MA economics also, and there's no age of learning. That is a true example with you. You did MA, you are doing MA psychology, and she had been closely associated with the Rotary Club and other NGOs and she had done a lot of social activities in past. The major highlights was running Chestha. Ma'am, please, this I won't speak because I want to know.
Cheshta.
No, Chesta nahi, Chesta, so I'll speak. But the thing is, we want to know it from you that
Okay.
what this, I have already read it when you have sent it, that what is this Chesta and what are you people doing in this NGOs apart from education?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the introduction. Little change. It's not 21 years. Maybe it's a typo by my girl. It's 27 years of teaching experience. And since 1994, I have been teaching. It's majorly DPS system. I started with my my career with DPS Noida. Then majorly it was DPS Greater Noida, where I learned maximum so that I am here today. To begin with Cheshta, where you left from, Cheshta was an initiative by me in association with my principal ma'am. She confided in me that we have a big infrastructure, which is pre-primary area, which is generally left unused after the children go. They leave the school premises by 12:30 maximum, and till entire evening that area is unused, and maids clean them and close the doors. So what can we do? We decided to go to slum areas of Greater Noida. I'm talking about year 2008 when this concept was initiated. Long time back. I can see ma'am from JPS JPS Greater Noida. So I'm talking about 2008 when Greater Noida was not at all developed area. It was a very barren land and under construction. Everything, society, schools, markets were under, malls were under construction. So there was a whole lot of population of migrant laborers and no good infrastructure for the government, from the government about the schooling. So we used to go after the school, slums cluster to slum cluster, asking the parents, if we start a school post 12:30 till 4:30 or 5 o'clock, will you be ready to send your child? Now the concept was, most of them that time was from Bihar and West Bengal. Sorry, I have a very bad throat. You all have to bear with it. So they were like, "Hamare bacche le jayenge. Will they use them as bonded laborers or something?" So they were not convinced in one go. So we have to revisit them so that they identify our faces whenever we come. I used to go with my fellow friends कि बच्चे पढ़ाने हैं, हमें सिर्फ पढ़ाने हैं. They were not convinced that why will somebody come in after 4 o'clock to ask them that we want to teach your children, we will send the rickshaw, buses, we will give them uniform, we will give them midday meal, food, everything, books, everything we will give. So initially we could manage, we asked the teachers to send their maids' kids so that at least we start with the process. We started with 25 or 20 children. By the time I left DPS Greater Noida, Cheshta was up to class 9 level. We had tied up with NIOS for their board exams 10th and 12th, and there were 376 students there. We used to have annual day, sports day, everything, assemblies. So from 1 o'clock till 4:30, which used to extend till 5 o'clock, they used to study. The school used to provide them with the meals, a one-time meal, a uniform, books, free of cost. So that was the year from where I learned about the administrative qualities, or you can say that that was my practice to learn how to run a school, but with a compassion. Their money was not at all, the highlight that you have to bring the fees or you have to earn the money. Since then, imparting education has become the highlight. Getting money always remains secondary in my mind. When any chairman asks fees and all those things, then I realized Cheshta was better because their money earning was, not the basic criteria. Imparting education was the main thing. Apart from this, during my stay in DPS Greater Noida only, we started a singer center. I didn't mention it. That was a singer training center in the basement. We talked to singer people and had 20 machines, silai machines, swing machines, where we trained the mothers of those Cheshta children to come in the evening hours when they are done with the jhadu pocha and all those things in the households, to learn swing for 1 hour daily. So that course was for 6 months. After 6 months, they were able to manage some kind of, they could be a part of the batik, or they could have their own, setup under the tree or something, so that they can prepare, at least make something. So those two things went parallel. After 6 months, one batch of ladies was out. They were ready to do their own thing. We used to gift them a machine, swing machine, so that they are able to be independent instead of doing mopping and flooring and all those kind of things. Here I'll share one incident. Sir, do we have time?
Sure, ma'am. Sure, please, please.
Okay. My daughter is still in DPS Greater Noida. So recently, couple of years back, I went there to attend one of her sports event, which is a big event in DPS Greater Noida. So a lady along with a boy, a tall boy, came, and out of nowhere, it was a mad rush of parents in the evening. It was an open kind of seating area, and the boy touched my feet. See, here I want to realize, when you impart education or do anything without commercials in your mind, it has an altogether different effect. And a lady came, I don't know, from somewhere, and the boy touched my feet, and the lady started crying. I said, wait, what happened? She said, he was the boy. When you left the school, he was in class 5. You came to our home. You picked up this boy, 2008 or 9, and you made sure that he studied. You ensured that I learned swing. Couple of years back, my husband died, but we both were very independent. Now this boy has done 12th, and I am doing my own work, doing some kind of silai bunai, and we every day, thank you, ma'am. We always think about you, and we always feel somewhere in our life, will you ever meet us, so that we are able to convey our feelings. That was the day.
That's great,
Entire
ma'am.
function, sir, trust me, I didn't see my daughter's performance. I was lost somewhere in the thoughts, thinking
Great, ma'am.
that
Great, great.
I hadn't done anything great. It was
ma'am,
just,
And ma'am, you feel very great when you do all these things. And once, if we have done, even once in a life, you have
once
done
in a
a great
life. So
job.
that lady,
So that you will remember throughout your life. You will
Throughout.
remember throughout your life. Anyone
and
is
my
there.
daughter asked me, how was my marching? How was my performance? I had no idea, because I was lost in the thought about that lady, how I transformed one life. Those people were not into begging or any kind of menial job. They were living with dignity. The child had done 10+2. He was also working with some shop, and the lady was doing her own business. And that is the only thing we are educationists for.
This
to
is the main earning,
changing
ma'am.
the lives of the
This is
people.
the biggest earning of life, ma'am.
Yes.
What everyone will feel, this is the biggest earning of life, when you're doing something good to a child or to the parents, even to the child even. So that blessings
Even
you
for the
get,
children.
the mental satisfaction and blessings you get, and you feel very proud of that. You said now you were not able to see your daughter's program. You lost into that thing, that greatness, that what a good thing I did. I'm so pleased, and I'm so thankful to God I did this. Inner satisfaction, that is the most important
Sir,
thing.
at times, sir, when we don't realize, I mean,
No,
we don't
that
realize
is there.
how
That is
we are
there.
transforming lives.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
right now also, during this pandemic, I'm sure every principal sitting here is transforming lives. Because like ma'am said, everybody is going through a tough phase. We are still ensuring that they are educated. Education is reaching their homes, their drawing
Yeah,
rooms,
ma'am.
their bedrooms. We are transforming lives. It's not only me, it's all 4-5 principals
Ma'am,
sitting
I
here.
think almost all of us, not much, even one incident, so at least we have done this, which we feel proud.
Yeah.
Everybody has. If we are trying to share, we can share. I can share. I had a student who was millionaire, but he had a depression. I was about to say him that you are going to finish up your 12th. He said that, sir, exams are going to finish. How I'm going to finish my life? अब मुझे बताइए सुसाइड कैसे कर सकते हैं. तो these type of student also I had dealt, and when I personally went to their home, personally I guided him, personally I looked into a mother who was very religious and father, and the younger brother is picking up scooty and car, and he's moving away and he's not able to do anything. I reformed him, and this I did 20 years back, and I still remember, and I am very proud of myself I did that. Maybe a single thing, a very good single thing I've done that, but you feel proud of that, that
The
I did this.
purpose
And
of
almost
being
everyone
an
has done this.
educationist is
Ma'am, as a leader or an educationist, almost all of us have done this. Not many a times, maybe one or twice only, but we have done this because we have that feeling within us. Because we have that feeling in us, that because that child is my child. When we also say to our teachers also, if you regard them their parent's child, so you won't be able to. You have to regard it as your own child. Then only you'll be able to give justice. We had done this. That is why we are over here, and that's by God's grace. It is. We haven't done anything. That's the God's grace. We are over here. We are looking after all the schools and thousands of students and the hundreds of staff also. This is just because we are different and we have done so good, and God has blessed us. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome into, ma'am. That was great talking to you. Next, we have Meeta Bandula, ma'am. She is principal of JP Public School, Greater Noida. She is an IT expert and educationist with 27 years of experience, a certified global career counselor from the University of California, member of Global Inclusive Education Network. She was associated as master trainer with Center for Assessment and Education Research, a unit of CBSE. Right now, she is heading up this in Greater Noida from past 3 years. Ma'am also has a lot of experience and lot of associations and awards she has received. Ma'am, please, you also please in precise tell us the life journey as an educator.
Thank you, Mr. Chandok, and very warm greetings to all the principals, my fellow panelists today. See, as Indu ma'am has shared and Dr. Savita has shared, that we educationists definitely we entered into this field because we have a flair for this field. We have a purpose in mind and that purpose drives us day in and day out. So indeed, when I was a student, always I used to think about an ideal school. Okay, that what should be in a school, like as children, all of us have studied almost 3 decades back. Okay, so at that time the facilities in schools were not the kind of what we are having today for our students. So always I used to think that what kind of an ideal environment, ideal infrastructure, ideal mentoring should be there for students, and that passion drives me into this field. My journey started as a corporate trainer actually, and I never thought of entering into school. I started my journey as a corporate trainer, but then yes, the passion drives me into school teaching. And over a period of years, I had been into many profiles. I headed the computer department, and I worked as vice principal and then principal. But the main thing, which I want to put across here is that education, I'm very sorry to say that education is a neglected area in our country from many decades. Okay, the education policy has come after 34 years. The National Education Policy 2020 has come after 34 long years, and this is a proof that education was never ever the priority of Indian government. They had many other challenges to deal with, the social challenges, okay, the casteism, religion, and all that. They had been struggling. But it is the time when all educationists should take it as a mission to reform the education in India, I feel. And I think from last 2 years, educationists have done a wonderful job, and they have proven that in spite of the limited resources that the schools were having, I'm not talking about the urban schools here. Okay, we are not talking about the private unaided schools. I'm talking about the schools, the school system in a large perspective. That in spite of limited resources, the school principals, the school teachers have shown that yes, we can fight this pandemic in a better way than any other country would have done. Okay, I remember that initially we have seen that on social media some cases were highlighted where a teacher has made a machan on a tree, okay, because the network signals are very poor in his area. So he has made a machan on a tree and he takes classes, he takes his tiffin in the morning, right in the morning, goes there on the machan and takes classes from there. We have seen examples where the teachers have changed or transformed streets of their village into classrooms. Okay, when a lot was talked about social distancing and when the village schools were having very small, dingy classrooms. So we have seen that teachers have changed the playground into classrooms. They have changed the streets of the village into classrooms. That yes, here the students can be made to sit at a distance from each other. So this is the kind of passion educationists today have in India, and if resources are given, I think we can do miracles. So this was
Absolutely
the
right.
purpose, Mr. Chandok, which I think which drove me into this field. And at my own level, I'm trying to do whatever I can for the children. We at JP Public School, Greater Noida, have a special education wing also, where different kind of children suffering from very chronic diseases, I would say, like cerebral palsy. They are suffering from autism. They are suffering from ADHD. So a lot of problems are there. So we are working a lot for them and trying to transform their lives. So I think this was
That's
the
great.
passion that drive me here. Thank you so
That's
much.
great, ma'am. That's great, ma'am. And main drive or main initiative of starting this show was that we want to combine, unite all the educationists together. I want to unite, and we want to show it on all over India that education is a very noble profession. We have to change because we are doing this and doing these sessions and sending it to the YouTube channels. That is why that because people, the parents especially, and the general public, if they are going through this, now they sooner or later they will go through this, even they have not gone, that they should understand what are the problems of the educationalist also at this time or normally also. This is like that you have to cooperate because we are building the future of a child. It's not only we are giving education, we are trying giving them values. Less values they are getting from home, more values they're getting from schools. So what are we are trying our level best. We are not giving 100%, we are giving 1000%, and there the cooperation of the parents is needed along with us. They should stand by us, and education should be given that respect that every even like an IS officer also. My concept is that engineer writes ER, so the educationist should be a given, from the government, it should be given that they can write ED. E and D should be there. Like we do becomes a doctor, so it becomes DR. So ED should be written with all the educationalists. They should be given this mark of respect for sure, man. And because educationists, like all you people are over there who are doing the out of the box. It's not only you are giving direct only the education which they're presenting. Otherwise, also in this or that way, we are doing, or all of you are doing lot of things in which the society is becoming so good. Thank you so much, Mita ma'am, for coming. Next, we have Dr. Minakshi Gupta ma'am. She's the principal of SD Public School, Patel Nagar, New Delhi. Ma'am is an executive member of National Progressive School Conference, NPSC. She's a member of Executive Council for Global Inclusive Education Network, accredited as Microsoft Innovative Educator, MIE, Microsoft Master Trainer, Skype in Classroom Expert, and Master Skype Master. Member Women in Social Leadership, WISL Program, Ministry of Education, Victoria, Australia. Panelist Cluster Innovative Centers of Innovative Center, CIC. University of Delhi conducted numerous workshops for parents and teachers in the area of gifted children. Resource person for CBSE COE Center of Excellence, and have trained teachers and principals from across the country on life skills, gender sensitivity, preschool teaching, value education, stress management, assessment, and leading transformation. Presented papers at All India Edu Leaders Conference, World Education Summit, and ma'am has received so many awards. It's a big list. It's a big list for ma'am that it will take a 1 day's time again, because if I will keep on, introducing the in full about the work done by these eminent guests, it will take 1 day each. So, ma'am, coming up to you directly, Minakshi, ma'am, please let us know that it's Skype Master. What is this actually? I mean, what have you trained and how are you training? Please let us know about this.
Basically, we started working with Microsoft around 5 years back, and it was quite pre pandemic time. It was my vision. Maybe I joined the school 9 years back as principal of the school. Earlier, I was working as in different capacities as coordinator, as vice principal, as PGT English, and all that. In the different parts of India, I worked in BITS. In the different, you can say, different set of schools, coming from different backgrounds. So one thing that I could make out was that we are the people who are preparing the children for future. So we have to be little futuristic in our approach in preparing them. So what was the future? The future is technology. So we found it is better that with this vision to totally revolutionize my entire school into a technological hub. So we associated with Microsoft, and there was a program of the Microsoft which was under their CSR, that they trained teachers, faculties of the different schools. And for that, first of all, the school leader had to undergo many courses for that, because obviously if the leader doesn't know, how can we lead the way? So initially I started the first year. I got training, because as we all know that we all belong to little older school, where we got our B.Eds and M.Eds and all that. But we have to be, in accordance, we have to be with the pace of the time. So I started getting associated. I did number of online courses where I got used to how we can use computers in the classroom as a part of not just a tool, but a part of our pedagogy. So that was the basic concept. And after that, a set of teachers in my school, I got them also trained. And then finally, we became Microsoft Showcase School, where we have 100% staff who are very well trained in using. 3 years back, we became that. And when the pandemic came, we all were well acquainted with how we have to manage, because we have already been doing it. So coming back to your question of Microsoft, this Skype Master and MIE, now I become a Microsoft Fellow also, because I have trained more than 500 people in this. So what exactly Skype is, it's a kind of a exchange of the classrooms. Like I have my counterpart teaching similar kind of topic in some other part of the world. And what I do, I will take my entire class through the Skype. I will take my entire class and we will both combine our class with for the same topic. I will be teaching them one portion, the other teacher over there will be teaching the same topic, and both the classes will get benefit out of it. So that is basically teaching through Skype. So we got our classes connected through Skype, and then we had various virtual tours also. Because while teaching in the class, for example, I'm teaching English to class 12, and I found when I'm talking about a topic on Egyptian mummies, that children are not able to visualize. It's very difficult to bring that imagination to them. So what we did, we had a virtual tour to Egypt, and that was through Skype. So the teacher who was there in Egypt, she managed taking us through Skype to those mummies, to that pyramids, and then the children had a first-hand look at this. We had a lot of scientists who are working in the various fields, and the children could connect with them through Skype, and they had their lectures, they had interaction. We had a lot of collaborative projects in which the children in Canada, more than 26 countries in the world are connected with us, the students from the different countries, and the children were doing their collaborative projects, and they were through Skype classes, they were able to interact, they were able to coordinate, and then they were able to mingle. It was like a whole world is a complete classroom for them. So that is basically a Skype Master, that I trained the teachers how they can use Skype in their day-to-day teaching as a part of their planning, and related to what exactly are the learning objectives, and how we can incorporate all these, for example, I would just like to highlight one very important thing over here, that when we talk about the special children, uh, we usually say, how can we make special children use the technology? They are very slow. We have special arrangements for them. But if we look at the technology, we have special tools for them. For example, Dictate is there. The children who have those learning disabilities, who have the slow learners, who are ADHD children, who are even not able to see, who are blind, they can hear through the technology and they can learn. We have those programs, we have those softwares which we can use for these children to enhance their learning. So this is what we all have been doing. And I, being the leader of the team, first I learned all that, and then I trained my entire staff, and now the things are going on
That's
very well.
amazing, ma'am. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So
That's amazing, ma'am. And it's a wonderful thing you are doing. Because when we, all of us studied, there's nothing was there like this, all this. The normal internet and all these things are not there. So now on Skype it's a very hi-fi thing as concerned. But we get updated all the time. We have to get updated all the time. Otherwise, we won't be able to give education, or we won't be able to survive even in the society also. That's great, ma'am. This was nice talking to you. Then so much different thing you are doing. Although many schools, some of the schools have started this, but somewhere has, or maybe you have started this initiative. This initiative has come into the mind to do all this. Next, thank you, welcome, ma'am. Next, we have Santosh Vyas, ma'am. She is the principal of Sadhu Vaswani International School for Girls. She is an MA in Political Science. Ma'am is MPhil from University of Delhi and B.Ed from Central Institute of Education, University of Delhi. Her education and administrative experience helps her to understand the dynamism of the ever-changing educational requirements in the world. She holds 34 years of diverse works experience as PGT teacher, HOD, academic supervisor, vice principal, principal at Sadhu Vaswani International School for Girls, New Delhi. She has also mentioned B.Ed students of Central Institute of Education, University Delhi as lecturer. Ma'am had been resource person at many places, and she had done up so many things, because 34 years experience is a very vast experience. And of course, I also went to her profile this way, and in the media also, ma'am has sent so less things for her this as profile, but I know that she has done so good things. Ma'am, we will in short will like to know that working in a co-ed school and working in a girls school, how different it is. Over to you.
Yes. It's a very nice experience. I've taught in both the schools. My initial job, so in the co-ed schools, and challenges were totally different. And girls' school also, it is really nice. I think I feel blessed that nowadays, of course, we're talking about gender sensitivity and all that, but so all these differences are going away. But being in girls' school is good from the point of view. I mean, they are they groomed to be very nice human beings. I mean, they're quite compassionate, quite sensitive by nature, and we have a lot of. They're quite disciplined. And the best part to see is that girls are coming up in each profession, in a very big way. Whether it is Atal Tinkering Lab, whether it is STEAM education, they're excelling in all the fields, cracking all the exams. So it's really nice to see them. They're really all-rounders. If I see them, growing up in my school, and I feel in other girls' school also, they are finer and more sensitive human beings. If I see compare it to the boys, yeah, that is it. And it's wonderful to be amongst the girls. Whether it's theater, whether it's social service programs, and they take the lead, and they're so much confident, imbibe the school philosophy so well. That's really wonderful. The way they carry themselves, that's really good.
That's great, ma'am. And when a leader like you is over there, because when teachers always says that students don't respect. You have to earn respect now, we say, because at our time it was fear. Now it is that the children are very smart. They take it out. What are you giving to them? So if you are giving to them,
Yes.
they will of course give respect. So
Yeah.
this is all of us we teach, because I'm not talking any new thing, but because we are sharing experience, and although I have very
Yeah, yeah. If I talk about girls' school, like our school is based on our mission philosophy given by our mentor and Dada JP Baswani and Sadhu T.A. Baswani. So it was why girls' school, first of all. They started Mira movement in education way back in 1833 when girls' education was not really advocated. So that was the time. Those were the time, and that forward-looking approach was there in 1833 when Mira movement in education started, and all girls' schools were set up for that reason, just to give priority to the.
That's great. That's great, because people think that girls should go in girls' school only.
No,
But
no.
but when the school started, the concept was that the girls should be given education.
Education.
So they should be
I'm
given
talking
more
about.
priority should be given to the girls, because
Yeah.
boys were already getting their priority.
That is
This
why
school
we
has
have our schools like
great,
other Sadhu
great.
Vaswani schools. You have say Mira's in Pune school and college. The idea was to start the girls' education. That was the priority.
That's great.
So that was really very good.
Great, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Santosh, ma'am, welcome to you. And we'll also learn some more during this session, because already we had a long time with discussion, because my greed is that I want to meet all the principals and to learn and exchange the ideas. And we should feel, I said it to most of you, that we are going to have this is not a talk show or a discussion session. We are only having a get together where we are sharing our views, or sitting together and sharing views. And that is thanks to the technology also we are able to get together. And let's start up with the questioning round, a simple questioning round, ma'am. Savita ma'am, I'll come up to you first. Students, because we are talking about that school is a second home, so specifically we talk about students, especially of pre-primary, give more regards to the teachers. This we have seen at our times also, in all the years we have studied and we have been educator, we have seen they listen more to the teachers than to the parents. So the mama aap galat bol rahe ho, ma'am is right. So what is the responsibility or role of the teachers at this time, the pre-primary teachers especially?
Okay. Now the journey of school has always been one of the most exciting journey of our life. And as the question says that it is about the preschoolers, I must say that it's not the preschoolers, rather the whole school life is the spring season for one's life, because children always learn at an early stage. Afterwards, they have to unlearn and relearn again few things. So I suppose that the teachers and the parents have a great association to upbring the child of that tender age, what you are talking about. So preschoolers, why do they behave that school is their second home? I must interrupt this question by saying that school is not a second home, but a first home for many children. Because if you talk about the integral part, where we have children from the area where they are the first generation learners, so they are also sitting with these children, and at times we had to struggle and find out that the school is the first school for them, first home for them, because the children are not being trained at the way we wanted. So the counseling to the parent and the teacher is becoming equally important for the leaders to take care of. If the question is asking me that why do we feel that preschoolers have this question in their mind that school is their second home, then I must say that because the whole world is around them to learn at that moment, and they always believe that their teacher loves them, their teacher has no condition anywhere, she is teaching without any condition. So that kind of skill they are going to grow in them at that time. Otherwise, you must have seen that parents always complained at that very age that my child is very obstinate, he do not understand my problem, he starts crying at any time and get the work done by any way, please इसको ये समझा दो. अरे वो दूध नहीं पीता है, वो भी टीचर बता दे कि दूध कैसे पीना है और क्या उसकी वैल्यूज हैं. So little things, ये सुबह जल्दी नहीं उठता है, ये नहाता नहीं है. So many questions are there in their mind and they are totally dependent on the teachers. So now see, the most important thing as a leaders, we feel that first thing you have to put in the mind of a preschooler teacher that you are the mother of the child. You feel that you are the mother of the child and don't expect that he will come with the expectations you are keeping in your mind कि वो prepared होकर आएगा. You should be relaxed and fine. जैसा भी आप पढ़ाना चाहते हो वो आपको शुरू करना है. So otherwise, this is the only difference which we are facing now, that nursery children, see, they have never seen the teacher, they have never seen the school, but still they are waiting and glued to the screen and watching their teachers so nicely. And after some time, even after the 2020, late 2020, we have heard lot of experiences of the mothers of nursery kids that they say, children are saying, hum school kab jayenge. So this is the love the school shows, and this is the love the great and inspirational leaders put into the teachers. And teachers, nursery teachers are normally 20 to 25 years old teachers. They are very young teachers, the youngest teacher of the school, I would say. But still they are becoming mothers. Most of the school leaders face this problem that the primary teachers, the primary means the pre-primary teachers most probably are not married. They are the young girls. But still you have to say them, yes, you have to have a motherhood in yourself and you have to feel the pain of that 9 months, that whole 9 months. For 9 months child comes in a year. So the nursery class will be that maternity for you and you have to become a mother. This is what I do. And I train my teachers in this way that first semester, you have to know what exactly it is. It's a new thing happening in your life. A new child has come to your life and you have to take care. So they started loving me first, that I'm telling them that this is the way you have to train the teachers. And when I thought that I'm training my teachers, but I should do something for the mothers. So the best part which I did in my life is this, that I always want to train the mother. As ma'am, Santosh ma'am said, I'm very fond of training girls. So this is the only thing, that when you train a girl, when you train a mother, you train a family. Because mother has to see. So mothers were called, especially mothers were there in the class orientation and they were trained. And now most important thing is to align their thoughts. The thought has to be aligned up, what mother think of and why she is dependent. So we are training them and telling them that you are not going to feel that they are going to school. They are also going to the home and they are learning social skills. That's it, which you are not going to give them at home. So children are doing such a lovely way. They are presenting it out, and all the time a little child, when he says that, ma'am, I want you to carry on with the school life. I don't want to go back home. This is the reward we get when
Yes,
a
ma'am.
teacher works like that. So why do we call it as a second home? It's their home. Why second word is there? So this has to be proved by the tireless effort of those young girls, those who are there with all of us in the nursery department.
Ma'am, and Savita ma'am, in some schools also, they don't call the teachers as ma'am in pre-primary. They call auntie.
Auntie.
Auntie, yeah.
Okay.
Very good schools there are. I have observed very good schools are there, because ma'am, kids, they have fear of the name of ma'am, teacher, ma'am. No, she's not teacher. She's not ma'am. She's an auntie. हम auntie के घर जाते हैं ना, friends के घर जाते हैं, auntie के घर जाते हैं. She's auntie. So there are very good schools.
It's all
here in,
and they love a teacher.
yeah, this is a very good thing which we can also change in our school, that the pre-primary teachers either should be called, if they are very young, they should be called Didi or they should be called auntie. When they are calling auntie, you see psychology changes.
छोटी लड़कियां वो कहेंगे दीदी.
Okay,
They would be a little.
Didi or auntie, because when children say Didi or auntie, they feel very comfortable. Children, when they say this, that teacher, तो it's a very big thing. वो doctor वाला होता है, injection बड़ा वाला लेके वाला. Teacher is a, because when they are, they are moving the other kids also, the big kids, ma'am ये काम दिया, ma'am ने वो काम दिया, ma'am ने बड़ी कस के डांटा. Ma'am is a very bad word for हमारे लिए. So that is also a good suggestion.
हाँ, एक छोटा सा इंसिडेंट मैं बताना चाहूंगी कि कितना खौफ और फियर होता है पेरेंट्स का बच्चों के अंदर। टीचर से कोई फियर नहीं होता अगर टीचर आर वेल ट्रेन्ड एंड दे आर वेल इक्विप्ड विद द फैसिलिटीज व्हिच दे वांट टू मेक द चाइल्ड एट होम। उनको कोई इतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता है। दैट्स द ओनली थिंग, दे लव देयर टीचर्स, दे पे रिस्पेक्ट एंड दे रिगार्ड देम। एक बार जब बहुत पहले कभी नर्सरी एडमिशंस में भी ऑलवेज गेट इनटू इंटरव्यूज एंड ऑल, वो सब चलता था पहले, जब बहुत पहले की बात है ये, मैं 20 years बैक, आई एम जस्ट लेटिंग यू नो। इंटरव्यू को हमने इंटरेक्शन का नाम दिया और धीरे धीरे उसको हटा ही दिया। अब तो बस जो लिस्ट में नाम आ गए वो आ गए। सो दिस इज द सिस्टम नाउ, बट बिफोर, इन दोज डेज, वंस अ चाइल्ड हैज कम अक्रॉस टू माय रूम आल्सो लाइक दिस, मम्मी पापा भी यंग ही थे, अभी 25-26 साल के होते हैं मम्मी पापा उन बच्चों के। सो ही बोथ ऑफ द पेरेंट्स वर वेरी स्मार्ट, एडुकेटेड, बट स्टिल दे फेल्ट कि अब मुझे प्रिंसिपल से मिलना है तो बच्चे को कैसे प्रिपेयर करके लाना है। सो दे डिड इट वेल फ्रॉम देयर साइड एंड दे जस्ट सेड कि पापा उसके कहने लगे अंदर आते ही, बेटा मैम को वो सुना दो, मैम को ये सुना दो, वो सुना दो। आई सेड नो प्रॉब्लम, आई एम जस्ट, इट्स एन इंटरेक्शन, आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू, there is nothing to ask from the child, it's my duty to put everything inside, वो तो अभी बहुत छोटा है। तो नहीं नहीं सुना दो, and the child was just with the fear, he was just doing it like this with the desk and all। बड़े प्यार से मैंने उसको बोला, मैंने कहा कोई बात नहीं बेटा। पापा was continuously telling कि सुना दो बेटा आप, अच्छा मैम को ABC सुना दो। So look at the expression at that child, the child said, रोने लगा और
Ma'am,
कौन सी
ma'am, this
वाली,
happens. Ma'am, this happens with everyone.
now listen to the joke, कौन सी वाली ABC? So I said, I was stunned to see कौन सी वाली, छोटी वाली की बड़ी वाली। I said, this is the fear the parent keep in their mind, if
Yes.
they should understand. So the counseling of parent is very, very important. Before getting admitted or even after getting admitted, you feel that they are your teachers. Now you have to train them also.
Ma'am,
How
for
to-
counseling, we have a very wonderful person over here. I met with a very wonderful person with the name of Mr. Mayank Jain. He met me. I met with him. He's already there on the screen, and I met him, and I had a lot of word with him about what is this, how, or because there are many misconceptions we face that parents feel about the school when they're coming up with the schooling, especially in the big cities like Delhi, Noida, or Greater Noida, or Ghaziabad, Faridabad. They are confused. They go up to many schools. They are not able to understand that which school should be admitted. What is the best school according to their expectations? They're not able to compare. So Mr. Mayank Jain, before introducing him, I'll tell you that he had started up a very good thing by the name of Easy Schooling. And Easy Schooling, because ma'am, also all of you said that because we are preparing the future generation, so the things should be for the future only. Like the other day was saying that things have changed. पहले लाइन में खड़े होकर टिकट बुक कराते थे, फिर एजेंट से बीच में अब तो मोबाइल पे सीधे करा लेते हैं। Even kids, our kids or ourselves, वो हम Amazon पे we get all the things because we are getting a good after sales service, because we want to get returns also, money is also refunded. We are not going. We are comparing all the things, products on the online, and we are ordering them. Likewise, he has started up a very good concept. Wasn't very aware about that he has started up with the schooling where he has established a website where the schools can list themselves, and the parents at one click, in detail he'll tell at one click how the parents can come into that, and he can choose according to his, like on the fees basis, or what he wants, spiritual he wants, or he wants the 21st century skills, or he wanted artificial intelligence, comparison sort of things, especially for the fees also. And he is not with that concept that Sharma ji ka beta wahan ja raha hai to mujhe bhi wahi bhetna chahiye, pure mohalle ke bacche wahi jate hain. Maybe that school is right or not. Bhed chal sort of thing is not there. So this concept I felt very good, and I said him that you should be with us, because frankly speaking, we are not of this generation. We are from old generation, but we want to, we have to be according to this generation. So because we are getting internet, ma'am had got into that Microsoft and doing all that things, and we are also doing MIS or smart classes or artificial intelligence we are going in. This also thing came into, and I requested him to please come with us and let us know, because if it is a good thing, so we will try to understand. Over to Mayank. Mayank has done his BTech from a very good university, from very good college, and he has helped many students. He does parents counseling sessions, also lot of parents counseling session. More than 20,000 plus parents he has counseled, and he's working with the schools. But in detail, without instead of reading, I'll in detail he'll tell me about himself. Sir, over to you, Manju.
And thanks a lot, Chandok sir, for having me. So, happy belated Teachers Day to all of you. So, I think September के month को हमें Teachers Month celebrate करना चाहिए. And I will be forever indebted to all of you and leaders like you for being what I am right now. It's because of all of you that I am here and leading a company and running it successfully. Quickly, just two things. So I am quite aware about Savita ma'am. So her name is like in East Delhi, if you consider her leadership and name is quite like popular. So she is a very popular principal for East Delhi. And about Sadhu Vaswani School, so there's one colleague of my college only, Delhi College of Engineering. She stood first out of 1,600 students in our batch, and she is now with Microsoft. Nishta is there. So Sadhu Vaswani School is producing some great alumni. So she's doing wonders. So when I posted this poster, like I am coming there with this panel, so she told me that it is her school and she is very proud to see that. So thanks a lot, ma'am, for producing such kind of alumni and producing such great people in this industry. And Indu ma'am, like everybody, like Krishnakant Pandey of a company has met you, I think, and he spoke very highly of you. And so like, and obviously like JP School and SD Public, so I have heard a lot of great praise, and from JP, so they have great management and great leadership. So quite honored to be a part of such a wonderful panel. So easy schooling, matlab why I started, so it was all my passion. So मैं पहले Amazon में I was a software engineer. I took a job. So at that point of time, I realized that parents are misled. So there is a lot of misinformation around going around कि किस school में admission लेना है, किस में नहीं लेना, and like parents की अगले 15 years उनके बच्चे को एक school में spend करना है, and they spend 6 to 8 hours over there. So they should be guided very carefully about choosing the right school for their child. So I think this is the problem that was there, and because of right school only they can grow and they can reach to high level of success. So that's why I started with this venture, with providing accurate information to the parents, and then obviously a parent can come and at our portal and apply to multiple schools by filling out a single application form. So we have helped thousands of parents, and lakhs of parents are visiting us, and hundreds of schools are with us. So really looking forward to help more and more parents कि वो शर्मा जी के लड़के ने उस स्कूल में कराया तो हम भी उस स्कूल में कराएंगे, वो वाले कॉन्सेप्ट से बाहर आए, and they understand all the parameters before choosing a school. जैसे मैम ने बोला पहले इंटरव्यूज होते थे, पेरेंट्स की काउंसलिंग होती थी. So I think दिल्ली में जो अब क्राइटेरिया आ गया वो सारी चीजें चेंज हो गई हैं. So everything is getting changed, and parents are not able to get into the school which they deserve. So every parent has unique aspirations and expectations from different schools which they want to get admitted into. So बहुत सारी confusion, और उसको खत्म करने के लिए we have brought down this concept of easy schooling, and we are doing it from past 3 to 4 years and running it successfully with 300 plus schools.
That's great. That's great. We'll come up in the later session with you also, because you're doing a wonderful job, and I think this concept will move up to the whole India sooner or later, because we have this this experience that whatever we feel at that time this is not possible, that becomes possible afterwards. And this is a very good concept. It's not only about, I think, admissions only. It's all about that you have to showcase your school that we are present over there. Thank you, Mr. Main. I'll come back to Indu ma'am. Indu ma'am, again, I'll also like to know that, because again we say that pre-primary, especially the pre-primary, because they start from the pre-primary and they come up to primary, the students, they listen more to the teachers. So at the very same time, Savita ma'am said that these girls who teach them, they are very small, they are young, and they are unmarried also. Because they are unmarried, of course, they are little immature also. A lot of training has to be given to them. So what do you feel that what should be the role of the teachers, or how do you make them understand in your school that how do you going to deal with the pre-primary students?
Yes, for the question. And Mayank, nice meeting you on this platform. Heard a lot about you through Krishnakant sir.
Thank you.
And let me tell you, everybody out here, that we are the clients of Mrs. Schooling, and it's a wonderful experience being with them. I'll come back to the question. Mr. Chandu gave me. I have a little different thing to say, and continuing from where ma'am left, that these are young girls. The 3-year-old child, when he leaves the house for the first time, the only trusted person in his life, apart from his mother, is that teacher. And parents also have a lot of trust when day one they drop their child to the school, and they are like, bye, take care, ma'am iska khana rakha hai, the bottle is there, all those things. So they are trusting the teacher, not even the principal, because they are aware that principal will eventually say hello, hi, and move to the office and start her paperwork, which is majorly CBSE work. And that teacher, let it be a girl or a lady of 40 years or a middle-aged, whatever, that is a demigod for the child. That is a role model for the child, because the mother also tells, if you have any kind of problem while you are in the school, please tell your teacher. Nobody tells go to the principal. Nobody tells go to that teacher of class 4. So gradually it's from the parents' angle, and the teacher also takes the child into confidence that you come to me whenever you are facing any problem. And similarly, parents are telling, if this thing happens, somebody takes your pencil, did you tell the teacher? So gradually the child gets registered that she is the perfect person. She is always right. She cannot be wrong, because everybody trusts her. I trust her. My parents trust her. My fellow friends in the classroom trust her. So that is how the teacher becomes the role model for the child. And as ma'am said, they are young girls generally. So what do? They are not mothers, and we can't tell them how to mother a child without being experienced, because mothering is itself a unique experience. So here the role of the teacher is how she carries herself. Even if you are young, you are unmarried. I started my career way back as a nursery computer teacher. Within 2-3 months, years, I was promoted. So the role is, you are a role model. You are being looked up to for everything, for every little thing. So that girl, that female, whosoever is handling the child has to be a role model. She has to carry herself very well. In some countries, I have heard, I think people will agree, that primary teachers are highest paid faculties, because they nurture the generation, they design the generation, they ought to have maximum patience. Their body language, their talking skill, their walking skill, dressing skill, everything is being noticed by somebody, and it is being registered. So I feel in that case, the role of primary, pre-primary teacher is immense. We all need to, as educators, ensure their body language, the way they talk, the language they use, the vocabulary they use, the pitch. There has to be a low pitch. We train the teachers. Okay, you don't know how to handle a child, you have just come out from 12th and entity or a graduation and entity, we will tell you, keep your volume always low. Do not use any kind of aggressive words in front of children, even for the didi or driver or anybody or your fellow friends. Kids are looking at you the entire day. We are generally talking about offline mode, because now teacher is only on the other side of the screen. So the teacher has to, conduct herself very well. The way she dresses up herself. As a young girl, we all will remember we used to come back home and, try to wear saris of our mother, because we used to see as girls our teachers wearing those saris, and from that, looks like that passion has entered in our brain. And talking to the other people, using good words. Apart from this, culture, imbibing good culture in a 3-year-old, 5-year-old child, 6-year-old child. Now, what is this culture? Not related to any caste or religion. It's how to respect your elders. In my school, in all the schools, the trend is that A teacher will call B teacher with the term ma'am. Anything ma'am, ABC ma'am, so that when we call each other by first name, the child will learn respecting the elders and taking care of the environment. Right from the childhood, we have to make sure, do not pull the flowers, do not pluck the flowers, do not break the leaves. Similarly, cleanliness. The teacher has to walk around and ensure even if there is a toffee wrapper, she has to pick herself. These are the certain life skills which I feel these young girls can follow without any, mothering training. So, and they are being looked up to. Whatever they will do, they will fill up their own glass, or if they will order the maid, Didi pani lao, the child will feel it's okay to give order to somebody to bring water for me, and all those things. When the child will learn gradually, everything my teacher does by herself. A child can do lot of work. We, particularly in India, we pamper the children a lot. Nahi, nahi, beta, baith jao khana, I'll give you on your table, and on your seat wherever you are, or I will make you wear your shoe. I don't know why. Maybe it's a age-old culture. So we have to train the children that you can do everything yourself. Try tying up your laces. Everything comes when they see the teacher doing everything for herself for all those 3 hours when the child is in the school.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Absolutely
I'll
right.
wind up. I won't take much time. Again,
Yeah.
just recollect the things that personal hygiene, taking care of the culture and traditions, dressing sense, the way a teacher walks and conducts herself, and your body language, the language which you use, everything is being noticed. So a
Absolutely
role
right.
of a primary teacher is immense in shaping the future of the child. I still remember my class 1 grade teacher perfectly. I mean, because of the, I think, values she told us, or some essays or something she told us, something is registered. So
And
that
ma'am,
is
these primary students, when they get back home, they tell each and everything to
each
their
and
parents.
everything. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Keeping the
mama,
pitch low.
I'm giving you, mama, you don't give, I'll take it myself.
Sir, the sun will rise from west, if the teacher has said. Till the time teacher realizes that yesterday I used a wrong word and wrong statement, unless the teacher rectifies herself. Sorry, bachas, I told you wrong. It was the sun rises from east. It will remain from west, even if the mother, grandmother, or anybody tells.
Absolutely,
That is
absolutely,
the
absolutely.
impact of teacher in a primary student. Thank you.
Absolutely right, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. And it is for sure that these pre-primary, although we have seen it's not a very good thing that parents say that abhi pre-primary में आसपास किसी school में डाल दो, class 1 से बढ़िया school में डाल देना. But they have to understand this, that these are the roots. Here you are not getting education only, or you say you're not getting education, you are getting the base. If the base is not strong, then you'll always have problem. That is why we, although personally also with our kids also, we feel that wherever our kids have studied, what values they have got from the school. We don't have to give them more time on the studying and everything they are doing in the school. They're enjoying playway method. We tell it to the parents, आपने जब पढ़ा था तब ABCD आता था, अब तो standing line, sleeping line आता है, ABCD तो बहुत बाद में आता है. So things have changed, and you also have to change. If your parents were like, right now also you cannot talk popularity of parents, but you cannot do this with your kids. They are the last generation. Now you have to be like a friend to the kids, otherwise you won't be able to survive with them. So these are all the changes. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Mita ma'am, I'll come up to you now because we have short of time, 2 minutes. Please keep it in mind. Mita ma'am, we have, it is rightly said that school is the second home, but now it has been proved it is the first home. So it's not only education. You have to add up into, it's not only education which has to be given to the kids. What else should be given? It's not only about primary. It's not only about pre-primary. It's not only about secondary or senior secondary. At all levels, what should be given to the students?
Yeah, I feel that the most important thing nowadays is to inculcate moral values amongst the generation Z. Okay, because this generation Z is a screen generation. Most of the time they keep themselves busy with screen. They have less interactions with family members, whether it is about interaction with their grandparents or their parents. They have less interaction, and because they interact less, so they remain confined in their own world. Okay, they are most of the time in self-complacent mode. So there are a lot of issues arising out of it. They have less social and emotional competencies. Their emotional quotient is comparatively less as compared to the older people that we know. So I think the onus, not onus, the lot of responsibility lies on school. that we make them better human beings. Rather, like we are working hard to make them future ready to cope up with the challenges of the global, being a global citizen. But yes, it is very important that we keep them grounded to the ethos and Indian culture. We build up moral values in them, because nowadays we see that there is a lot of intolerance among this generation. They are rowdy, they show rash behavior, they have a lot of behavior issues. Okay, so it is very important for a school that apart from giving quality education, apart from giving best of the best subject knowledge, we also develop social and emotional competencies in them. We develop their emotional quotient. We make them ready to adapt to any situation, handle any situation with calmness and with wisdom. That's
That's great,
the
ma'am.
main thing
That's
I
great, ma'am.
think.
That's great, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Meenakshi ma'am, will you like to add something into it, please?
Honestly speaking, I believe children come to school for two reasons. One is for literacy, which the parent have in their mind. For the academic purpose, they are going to get certification and all those academic purposes, that is to literate them. But honestly, as a school leader, I believe our job when a child enters into the premises of a school is to educate a child. Now, education is a very vast term. It doesn't have only the academics added to it. Education is the knowledge, or you can say the consensus that a child develops after he comes to an age of 18 to understand what is right and what is wrong, to have his or her own opinion, to have her or own judgment, that what the child, having his own, her own personality, having his own thought process. So I think school has a lot to do when we talk about giving life skills, imparting value education, giving personality development, communication skills, coping mechanism. All these things are an integral part. If you talk about the education system of India, Gurukuls, the children were sent to Gurukul and they used to live with their gurus, and what the guru was teaching them. It was not just the Vedas and the Upanishads, but the way to live life. So I think it is, the onus is on the education fraternity, it is on the educators to make the children learn to live a successful, sensible, as well as a productive life. They should be able to understand that they have a responsibility towards their environment. They have a responsibility towards their society. They have a responsibility towards their country, towards the world, for which they have to work. Of course, their own goals, their own aspirations, that entire thing has to be weaved in. And it should not be a kind of an individualism that the child, when the child is at home, the child is the only person who is the apple of the eye of everybody. But the child should know that how the child has to set himself or herself into the entire ocean, outside. So what we say, we prepare the children to step out into the world. So that preparedness is more important rather than just getting a certification of having 98%, 100% marks. I have seen many children who had been throughout toppers, but were not able to cope up with the challenges of life. So, and the most important thing that I personally feel as an educator is that a child should be taught, a child should learn to accept the rejection in life. Because that is something that goes, nervous breakdowns, suicides, failures, we are not able to handle that failure. So when the child is in the school, the entire environment, the entire system of the school should be in such a way that the best out of that child, that the best competency that the child had should be given an exposure, that skills should be honed, and along with that, the child should be made to realize the realities of life and how he or she has to cope up with that so that he can be successful later on in life. That is
Absolutely right, ma'am. Absolutely right, ma'am. All of us second with your thought. Thank you, ma'am. I'll come to Santosh Vyas, ma'am. Ma'am, we know that websites are there of all the schools, and there are many schools, those who show a lot of things on their website, on their brochures, on the website. They show a lot of things. We have this, we have that. But when some of the parents, they get admitted on the seeing the website, when they come up to the school, they see that all the facilities are not there. It was all fake, or whatever they are showing. They're showing 200 computers, only 10 computers are there in the computer lab. Likewise, many other facilities, they were telling we have this, we have this. So they say that we have written this, but we'll in future we're going to add. And they are telling this from last 10 years to all the parents that we will be adding, we'll be adding. So do you feel that the reputation of the other schools also goes down along with this?
I don't really agree with that this will affect negatively or impact negatively the reputation of other schools. Because yes, website is a very important source of information for the parents. But I think nowadays parents are also quite vigilant. Okay, when they not only infrastructure, not only facilities are very important. Like I see now parents coming to my school at the time of admission and asking him, ma'am, can we have a visit of the school? Can I check the washrooms? And we do allow that. So parents are quite alert and intelligent and vigilant. Okay, they check on the facilities, okay, classrooms, furniture, everything, washrooms to the extent we are happy to see. And I think being in the field of education, this is our topmost responsibility of us who are running the school, whether it's the school management, the principal, we have the policy makers, the ones who arrange the infrastructure and prepare the policies and programs, that we are educationists. We are not here for any business. And if we are educationists, we have to put up the right information on the website. Transparency is very important. Trust building is very important. And school policies and programs also reflect a lot. Mission and vision of the school, the parents should look for, not only infrastructure. Okay, mission, vision, policies, programs, what are the kind of academic programs in the school, what are the co-curricular activities in the school, and whether the school is focusing on the holistic development of the child. When we say holistic development, intellectual development, cognitive abilities, and in addition to that, social, moral, emotional development, and all that intellect is very important nowadays. As we say that education is to draw out the best from the children and to prepare the children for life. So that is all, life skills, values. So is the school providing that kind of education, which results in all-rounded development of an individual? We have to see that as parents. Okay,
sure,
infrastructure is important.
Absolutely right. And ma'am, now the parents have become quite aware. They come up to the schools. Other day, sir was there from Kirti Public School, Greater Noida. He was saying that parents they come and ask, you have artificial intelligence, you have this thing, you have this thing or that thing. If you are having 4 things and 5th thing you're not having, they are moving.
Yeah.
So that is their parents have become quite aware. And technically also through websites also, and after that they visit the schools also. They want to understand that what is right and what is wrong. Now they have become aware. You cannot fool them.
Yeah, that's very important.
It was before a few years. It was like this. It was happening. The schools were showing, but now you cannot fool them. Yeah, otherwise, also in this way, also the boards are also very strict about all these things. If you are publishing that, because everything had become on internet. No physical or paperwork is there now.
Yes, that's
true. Thank you so much, ma'am. Mr. Mayank, we are coming up to you because you are from the industry and we are from this side, and we want to ask from you that you have this your easy schooling. Tell something about that also. And do you people check that whatever they are showing in the websites? Do you go in schools, visit the schools which are getting collaborated with you, what facilities they are providing, and exactly they're showing the same thing or they're liking something?
Absolutely. So we check each and everything and keep what schools are actually providing, and each and every information that is provided at our website is absolutely verified. So not even a single information is misleading parents. So इसी वजह से easy schooling start करा था to throw away all the false information that is there in the market. So मैम ने जैसे संतोष मैम ने बिल्कुल सही कहा कि इस समय स्कूल्स अगर एडवर्टीजमेंट करेंगे या सब कुछ करेंगे तो मुझे लगता है वो पेरेंट्स को इतना इफेक्ट नहीं करता, बिकॉज पेरेंट जागरूक हो गया है, तो दे नो विच स्कूल इज गुड. एंड आई बिलीव वर्ड ऑफ माउथ मार्केटिंग is the best marketing that any school can get. If we are able to keep the existing parents happy, then automatically the word of mouth will spread and your existing parents will become your brand ambassadors. So we need to increase the happiness rate of our existing parents. So whenever today is 7 p.m. I have a session. So every week I am interacting with hundreds of parents who are admission seeking parents from Delhi NCR. So whenever I talk to them, मैम ने जैसे बताया, बिल्कुल सही बताया कि they want to visit washrooms, they want to see student teacher ratio, academics, co-curricular activity, how you are balancing academics and co-curricular, how you will be responsible for the overall development of your child. So we need to take care of all these things, then only our child will be able to grow fully. And so like Meeta ma'am and Meenakshi ma'am ka jo good technical background hai, I think these kind of principles are really taking it one step ahead and really helping us take, like education में कहा जाता है कि technically savvy नहीं है, but every principal is getting technology savvy and providing right information to parents to help them ease the process of admissions for them.
That's great. That's great, Mr. May. We'll come up to the second round. We are running shortage of the time because everybody has to move for other works also. So the next round will be for 1 minute only, and precise answer has to be given. I'll come up to Savita ma'am. Ma'am, we'll talk about some parents have a habit of taking out faults of the school. आपके यहाँ ये नहीं है, आपके यहाँ वो नहीं है, आप ये लोग ये नहीं कराते, आपके टीचर ऐसे हैं, आपके टीचर वैसे हैं. तो what are your comments on such type of parents? How do you deal them?
Chandok ji, I am very rightly with Mayank, because he said ki word of mouth is only the publicity nowadays. So one has to understand कि आपने अपनी ब्रांड इस तरह की बना दी है तो आपके पास फ्लॉज नहीं आते हैं, फॉल्ट्स नहीं आते हैं, और अगर आते भी हैं तो आई एम द पर्सन हु टेक इट एज अ critic, and I find that okay, if there is anything which he is saying that it is missing or something, I would definitely look into the matter personally and get out of that problem. So I don't feel, I just want to say parent that if you are taking decisions on your own to put your child into this school, then you
There is a
I think there is some internet.
technical problem. Yeah, technical glitches are there. No, she'll be
all
there.
critically looking into the things कि ये कम है, ये कम है. So I think it all depends on the leader, how the atmosphere, how the culture is being made, and हम उनको counsel ऐसे करते हैं, उनको साथ में लेते हैं, हमेशा align करते हैं हर decision के साथ, so they are not cribbing. Actually speaking, somewhere when they find that they are not being respected and they are not being taken into consideration, even if little things are happening or activities are happening in the school, and you are telling the children to bring money for donation, and you are not telling anyone what is the right way and how to go and tell your parents or whatever it is, no notice, nothing. So like these kinds of things are there. Even if we are the parent, will say what for they are asking, for what reason, let us know the things. So little things which are becoming a prominent thing for the parent is this, that all kind of missions, activities which are run in the school, they should be very clear, and parents' submission has to be taken all the time.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Indu ma'am, will you like to add up in 1 minute?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Finding faults in the school system. Number one, sir, that's their right. Because I feel when they are paying, when they are trusting, and if we do any kind of error somewhere, unknowingly, unintentionally, it's their right to tell us. Fault finding is a different thing. Giving feedback is a different thing. If we take it as a feedback, it will help us. If we take it as a negative, they're always poking us and finding faults. This will affect us in an adverse manner rather than them, because they will continue to tell you this teacher talks on mobile while she's in the class. If we decide to ignore this, we will be at the receiving end. So finding faults, there are two types. Number one, if it is genuine, it becomes a feedback. Number two, if the parent has a habit of cribbing, you know, the moment the child gets in the bus, mere bachche ko corner ki seat nahi mili, you know, these are the fault finding things. Here, we need to have orientation and training session talk to the parents in a group and tell them that when they are sending their child to the school, any age group up to 12, they have to trust the system that we are taking good care of each and every child. We are not biased. And your behavior has got nothing to do. This is what I tell. What you say in my office, how you behave in my office has got absolutely nothing to do how we are teaching the child inside the classroom. Because I don't tell my teachers what is happening in the office. At times they are aggressive, but in the end they get scared and they say, "Ab mere bacche pe iska asar padne wala hai." I said, don't worry. We are not going to talk about the child. We are here to come to a solution and solve the problem which you have come.
Absolutely right, ma'am.
So this is one thing. Apart from this, they have to ensure, they have to trust us. We are working our every single step, our every single policy decision is for the benefit of their own child. They have to trust us. I'll wind up here because we all are running late. I had few more points. Last में एक चीज बोलना चाहूंगी. I think everybody will agree. These नए lot of parents, this नई crop of parents जो खुद कोई responsibility नहीं लेना चाहती, वो स्कूल के ऊपर डाल के उनको blame कर देती है.
Absolutely, absolutely. What they feel is that we have given the fees. Every responsibility is of the school and especially the principal.
Everything.
Everything
this
is
new
of the-
generation of 25 to 35. They will not own up any responsibility and they will blame the school for everything. That's another level of feedback.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Meeta, ma'am, coming up to you again, a 1-minute answer we need. Do you believe that e-advertising is more effective than as well as economical as compared to traditional advertising? Over to you, ma'am. Meeta, ma'am.
Definitely, I feel that digital marketing, e-advertising is very effective these days because it has a much wider reach. It is very economical, and it is the feedback is measurable. Okay, how many views you have got, how many people have commented on the advertisement. One can measure. The complete statistical analysis is provided to the school, so the school management can actually analyze that the advertisement that we have floated on Facebook or on Instagram or on Google Ads. So how much impact it has made, and on what are the target which type of parents or which age group has liked it the most. Okay, so I think that's the best way of advertisement these days as compared to the convention, and it is comparatively cheaper as well. If you see Google ads, they are much cheaper. If you give an ad for a week, you have to pay in hundreds. Whereas if you give an advertisement or a pamphlet in newspaper for 1 week regularly, you have to spend in thousands and thousands. Okay, so
Absolutely.
definitely, and the advertisement or whatever post you make on the social networking site is going to stay there for long. Okay, so people keep watching it.
And ma'am, it reaches to far off places also. If you are
Yeah.
putting up a government hoarding also, if you're putting up the newspaper, it is going the local area only. When you're putting up on internet or any sort of website or
That's
anything,
why I
it
said
outreaches
it's a
everywhere.
wider reach. It has a
And you
wider
get the response also that how many people have seen that and have shown interest in that. That is also very important. I think
So then
Meenakshi ma'am.
yeah,
Yes,
that's one point I want to add. When schools go for digital marketing and online admissions, so their reach is pan-India. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We are getting admissions from across the country ever since we have started with online marketing and
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. People they want to send up to good schools as well. They can send them there also. There are people who are getting transferred also. One of the principals called me from Vrindavan. They want to have a admission in a school in Noida. So
Yeah.
from Vrindavan they have to come to Noida. So everybody wants to know particularly that what is going on and how many schools are there, what schools are doing, what are the facilities they are providing through advertising. Thank you, ma'am.
At JP, we are having admissions from Korea, from US. Okay,
That's
just
great.
because we have wider reach and we are addressing
great.
global audience.
That's just because of being globally through this internet and all these facilities like websites and all that. Thank you so much. I think Meenakshi ma'am has lost the connectivity. We'll come up to Santosh ma'am. Ma'am, what are the different parameters at which the parents take admission of their child in 1 minute? Again, we'd like to know from you. Any level, primary, pre-primary, secondary, or
Yeah.
senior secondary?
First of all, that school's distance between the school and the home. That is it. The nursery admission is based on that criteria. Then the other parameters are, that infrastructure is, of course, very important. And as we said earlier, the school mission and vision, and the philosophy of the stakeholders. Actually, the atmosphere of the school is very important. How teachers interact with the students. Are they very caring? What are the other support systems provided by the school? Like for instance, we had so far DTC buses, we had hired. And now we had the directions like, we should have lady guards in the school, if it's a girls' school, for instance. But much before that, we had a system of bus mothers. Like initially somebody said, connecting with the child. Child should feel, especially the primary kids, so much dependent on the bus mothers for travel, day-to-day traveling, that she will get down at each stop because, we have the conductors not looking after so well, even if they're supposed to, government attitude, then this bus mother will get down at each step, pick up the child, make her sit, make her feel comfortable, look after her very well in the entire journey from school to home and home to school. So those kind of systems. Then in the schools, are teachers really take care of the children? Are they available 24/7? That is also, these days the factors are there. All my children tell me, all my girls tell me, ma'am, our teachers are available 24/7, online also. So that was the best part. They're just a phone call away and they will come helping. And also what kind of support school provides outside the school hours, in the evening also. Sometimes, especially in the online, we have children, one child in the UK, for quite a long time. So the parent, so we had special classes for that child. So similarly, like so many other examples are there. Infrastructure, does the school have the medical facilities? Is there a proper doctor, a nurse? And the value education and the life skill programs are the top priority for any parent who wants a child to develop holistically. That's very important.
Absolutely right, ma'am. And 24/7, what you have said, this is the most, the major change which has come into during these years, because there was a time where you cannot call the teachers, you don't have their numbers. And after school, there is no concern you're going to contact them. Here, the teachers have become now so friendly. They have 24/7 that the students, if they have any genuine problem or they want to ask.
Security of the children is equally very important criteria.
Yes, ma'am. So even the teachers, they don't mind if the child is sending some message on WhatsApp at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. The teacher, gives answer. Otherwise, in the 5 years back, 10 years back, you were not able to ask the teacher your mobile number also or any contact number also.
So nowadays, sorry to interrupt, even the principals are all in the all class groups. I think everybody will agree.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
now,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We are in all class groups because we need to have monitor what's going on there. So
Absolutely.
Now the parents are direct. Sorry, I'm jumping into somebody else's.
No, it's okay, ma'am. It's okay. Please.
Sorry, Santosh, ma'am. It was your.
No, it's fine. All those inputs are important.
You are adding up, ma'am.
Yeah, so principals also being in all WhatsApp groups. So even we have to keep on checking. I mean, we are equally accessible to parents now. And
that is very important, ma'am. We should know what teachers are doing, what parents are feeling, what the kids are feeling.
And so especially, sir, at this time also in the pandemic, how we've supported the families, those who could not pay the fee. That also was very important criteria. So it goes by word of mouth. We are a missionary school. Okay, so our fee structure is also very, very reasonable. But despite that, whosoever had problem, I put it before the management. They had come in support of so many girls. Kisi ka LOC is not going to boards because the fee has not come. So everybody came to support. So that's very important.
That's very good. That's very good.
Children who are actually, whose families, have had tough time, and then either they lost the job or the family members or whatever were the reason. So full support was provided.
Ma'am, and we cannot work without the help of the management, without the cooperation of the management.
That's very important.
It is very important that the management should be very good. We can't do anything without the support of management. That is why when we are joining any school, we need that the management should be very good.
Yeah, and over the years, I've seen when we used to have the tours in the offline mode, the teachers would escort them. And, once it so happened, one teacher went to US and children went, and there in New York, the child had fallen sick. And so the teacher stayed with the child in the room after providing the first aid. She did not go for the New York visit that day. So she also missed her New York, this thing. So those kind of things, whenever they go for the tours and when they come back, sometimes, however you may try to tell the children and the parents be on time to pick up your children, there will be one odd child whose parents will not report on time. And the teachers I've seen waiting for 1 hour, 2 hours, and they'll ensure the parent has come or the child has reached home with some other parent, but they will, contact them. And those kind of safety and security concerns are also equally important.
So, ma'am, in precise, we can say that the support of the management and the sincerity level of the teachers,
counseling sessions,
because without both of them, we cannot do anything. If the teachers are supportive and sincere, we cannot do anything because it's a teamwork. We cannot do individually for that.
Trust building is very important.
Very important. Very important. Very important. That is the base of all the relations. Coming up to Mayank ji, we will also wind up after your comments. In precise, we'd like to know, because you have understood that how many things, what happens inside the schools and what are the problems faced or what struggle we have to do up. So how do you bridge up? Because when I had that word with you, you bridge up the gap between the parents and the schools where you tell them, realize them. Because I also, when it came up to the list, I came to know that there are many schools who don't want any admission, but still they collaborate because they want to showcase. What is the reason? And what are things we are doing up in Easy Schooling?
Absolutely. So thousands of parents are visiting us. So what we do is, since I have learned a lot from all of 4 of you and 5 of you, so all those things that you are telling, so we want to reflect all that vision, mission, safety, how you guys are running your school, all those things in front of admission seeking parents. Because the parent taking an admission into a school or spending 15 years of their kid into a school deserves to know what will happen after that. So there's a transparency that we are bringing in this system of admissions where all those things about schools are actually reflected on our portal, and parent before applying to that school can know about each and everything. So even if you are at other portals, even if you are listed with other portals, but I request ki each and every school should be at our portal and reflect their vision, mission, how safe is their school, how technically safe their school is, how, like, जैसे अब एक पेरेंट का क्वेश्चन था कि स्टेयर्स जो होते हैं वो कितना दूर है, मतलब छोटा बच्चा भागते हुए गिर तो नहीं जाएगा, वो सारे क्वेश्चंस हमें एड्रेस करने हैं. So all those kind of questions really need to be addressed at a platform like Easy Schooling for all the parents, so that they can easily, so 15-20 दिन ना लगाने पड़े हमें एक स्कूल चूज करने में. Within an hour or so we can do it and problem is solved and they can get into the right school. So ये जो सब आपने बोला, आज मैं अपने सेशन में, जो मेरा 7 PM सेशन है, बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स के साथ, सबके साथ मैं शेयर करूंगा and hopefully it can help.
And one thing more, Mayank ji, Mr. Mayank, I'd like to add up, if you send these sessions, recorded sessions, to the parents also, send them on their WhatsApp number, send them on your website, because these eminent guests who have these so great experience, all of them they have, this should also reach the parents, because you are directly dealing with the parents. We are sitting in our offices, in our school, we are not dealing directly with the parents who are not related to us. So these type of things, they will change the mental level of the parents also. They will think positive about the schools, as well as they will come to know about the ifs and buts of the schools also. Okay, what the good things are happening in the schools, what is the mentality of the principals who are working over there, and let them decide which schools they want to go. But because these sessions should reach to the parents directly over there. Of course, you will be speaking few points out of this in your 7 o'clock session, and you will be taking from here, stealing from here, and give it to the parents. But directly, the word should also go. So you should take out something into consideration, where in your website there should be a panel from the mouth of the educationist or the principals, because they have so wonderful experience. All the principals have so wonderful experience that parents also will directly like to listen to them. And all the best to you, and you're doing a wonderful job. And my sixth sense says that slowly and gradually, within 3 to 4 years or 5 years, this will reach all over India. It will not restrain to only small cities, big cities only. It will move everywhere. As the things have changed, this will also change. And all the best to you, Mr. Mayank, and looking forward. And thank you so much, everyone. You have given so much time, Meeta ma'am, and Mayank ji, and Dr. Savita ma'am, Indu ma'am, and Santosh Vyas ma'am. Meenakshi ma'am has lost the signal. Thank you so much, giving so much time. And it was a pleasure talking to you.